Hello everyone and welcome back to Two Fat Gingers Have a Conversation, which today I am introducing out of pure spite. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Heel Chris is in the house.
Are you spitting the proverbial nails?
Not really, no.
No?
No, why would I spit nails?
Well, that's what spiteful people do.
Is it really?
Yes, I read it on the internet, so it must be true.
Ah, it must be true. Yes, after something of a hiatus, due to illnesses and working and everything like that, we're back. Yay! Yay for us being back. Everybody,
Yay.
rejoice! Rejoice! Rejoice!
I can hear the tap dancing in the streets as we converse over the interweb.
Surely you're hearing that in a couple of days when we put this live.
I am a time traveler.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of a Doctor Who joke here, but I can't. I can't think of a ginger Doctor Who joke, or a fat Doctor Who joke for that matter. So,
No.
I suppose we'll leave that one there. Conversational dead end number one. Zah.
Yes, you can tell we're a little bit rusty. There's a ginger joke for you.
Yes, indeed. Beard and moustache.
I'm bringing the humor.
Nice. What else I'll tell you what else you brought? You brought me to the Aberdeen Exhibition and Conference Centre, or the Press and Journal Arena, or whatever it's called this month. Last Friday.
It's the BEGH.
Oh, it is, isn't it? It's
something
General Electric something, GE something. Yeah, that's right.
It's General Electric, that's right.
That's the one, yep. So why did you bring me there, Alistair? Tell the good people.
I brought you so that you could see people layeth the smacketh down on others' candy asses. Or,
yes, you did.
Roughly translated, we went to see mostly half-naked men covered in oil pretending to hit each other.
I still question the oil.
Some of them had oil. Some of them must have had oil. They were glistening under the lights before they even started.
Yeah, but you see what they do. You see they pour water on themselves before they go through the curtain.
Yeah, well, some of them must oil themselves, I hope.
I don't know. I've never entirely believed that, because it's got to be dangerous, right?
It's a personal preference. Well, maybe it makes those slaps kind of slide off and things like that as well, doesn't it? So
I guess so, but it's got to be tricky for, try doing an overhead suplex when you can't actually get a proper grip on somebody.
So can you name another type of suplex as opposed to an overhead suplex?
Belly to back.
Okay.
Belly to belly.
Others? Okay. Any more?
Back to back. I guess it's a back to back. German.
German suplex, yes. Double underhook.
I don't know about double underhook suplex. Sounds like it's made up.
Well, you see, I play the WWE 2K18 game, so I get to know the names of several moves.
I see. Though, for somebody who doesn't play the WWE 2K18 game, I did fairly well on my suplexes there, I think.
I think you did. I think it's because of your love of Michael Cole.
It's not really. I think when I started watching wrestling, the word suplex, it was a word I liked. And so every time it was heard, something went in. And there we go.
I feel sorry for the guy who watches wrestling, whose name is Plex, who thinks everyone's coming after him with court cases.
Yes, indeed. Or his wife, Sue.
No, that was a better one. Yep, I'll give you that.
Yes, Susan, I feel sorry for Susan Plex. Poor Susan Plex.
Yes, especially her with her double underhook bra.
Yes, indeed. Yep. If you were called Susan Plex, you'd do that, wouldn't you?
Oh, yes.
Well, we're not ramble tonight, aren't we?
Well, we are, aren't we? We could go down an entire porn line with belly to back suplex.
Indeed.
And stuff like that. So,
yes, then. So
probably leave it there.
back to Friday night, then. Back to Friday night.
Yes, so we went to the WWE SmackDown Live tour, which stopped in Aberdeen, and we saw some of our favorites, and we saw some of the people probably that we are less interested in. But overall, I thought it was a good show put on. It was good fun. The incredibly passed out woman in front of us didn't ruin it, which is good. Well, didn't ruin it for us. No. Ruined it for their kid, I'm guessing. But
I'm thinking so. That was a strange business. An expensive night on the piss. That
I'm not sure it was even the piss, to be honest. That was.
I don't want to judge. I'm going to go with on the piss because I saw her with a drink in her hand, at least at one point when she arrived. But
that's got to be a hefty
seats.
amount. Yeah.
Yeah, three expensive seats.
Indeed.
For only one person who was actually anywhere interested in the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
But there we are.
Who are we to judge? Alcoholic mothers of the nation.
We're the two fat gingers. So yeah.
And you're heel ginger, and I'm Judge Ginger.
Judge Ginger. That sounds more like a heel thing than anything else.
It does.
I should maybe be the judging one.
Ma, if I was going to make you the judging one, I'd make you Judge Grinder. But that's neither here nor there.
No, it's not really, and also pointless as well.
No, because it's a nice play on words with Judge Rinder, who's an ITV television judge person.
How do you know this?
Because he's been on the television when it's been on my screen and it's come on, and it's like the British version of Judge Judy.
Is this daytime television?
Yeah. Oh, I've got an awesome idea for a TV show now.
Oh, dear God. Okay, go on then.
Judge Judy Dench.
Right.
Would that not be brilliant?
I don't know, actually. I'm not sure. I like her when she's acting, but I'm not sure outside of the acting.
No, it's like a tongue-in-cheek mockumentary of one of these TV reality judge TV show things. Kind of like how how Jerry McCall's a mockumentary of Jerry Springer. I really hope it is.
Okay. This will be one of those dead end things again.
Yeah, let's get back to the Naked Men Wrestling.
Yes, Naked Men Wrestling. Right. Quick run through the card.
Yes, of what we can remember.
Yes, because I'm struggling already.
No, we started with, I think it was a tag team title match. The Usos versus New Day Rocks versus Ruru and Aiden English.
Yes, I did not think Ruru was going to be there, so I was very stoked.
Although he didn't do much.
No, he did one super kick.
Yes.
And a couple of slaps. He was in the ring for, I don't know, maybe a minute.
It was mostly English and the Usos and Kofi.
Yes, that's true. Mm-hmm. And Big E outside, who was perspiring massively. I mean, I have never seen someone perspire like that. It was almost like the water was jetting out of his head.
To be fair, it's the Aberdeen Heat.
Yes, the Aberdeen Heat. Mm-hmm.
It's well
used to
known.
Be my porn nickname.
Well, yes, and then that went cold.
Yes, quickly.
Yes, Frosty the Snowman set in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but it was good. It was fun. Aiden English did well, riling up the crowd.
Yes.
With his anti-Scottish type, your food is terrible, everything's terrible type thing.
Yep. I was in general, doubtless we'll come back to this, but I was in general impressed with the work of people who I don't normally appreciate on TV.
Well, we will get into that shortly then, will we?
Yes, indeed.
So our next match was, I can't remember what the next match was.
No, I'm trying to remember that as well.
Was it?
Who did we see?
so there was the Ascension. And
there was. And Breezango.
And who else was in that one? There were others in that as well.
Yes, because it was 4-on-4, wasn't it?
Yes, versus Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. And
who were not the Bludgeon Brothers that night.
They were not the Bludgeon Brothers that night.
They were the Bludgeon Brothers the night before.
And who were the other two? There was another tag. Oh, the Colons.
Yes, that's right. The Colons, who I honestly at this point thought were dead.
Well, they kind of lived up to their name because they were a bit lackluster, so it was kind of like they come from the planet Colon.
I have to say, I did not pay an awful lot of attention to that match.
Which is well, I mean, there was the really fun bit with Tyler Breeze rolling slowly from corner to corner.
Oh, that's right. That was that one, wasn't it? Yeah.
That's a good house show trick, where you're entertaining the crowd with just something that you won't get away with on TV, but was really funny.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, the Colons, it's a shame because both of the guys are good workers. They're just
Good workers, good
so
wrestlers, even.
characterless and
Mm-hmm.
boring at the
Mm-hmm.
moment. Um,
And it's not like they're not given gimmicks, but their gimmicks are terrible.
yeah, and
They almost had something with the Puerto Rico, what was their names? Shining Stars.
Shining Stars,
Almost had something there with the constantly trying to sell timeshares, but it was just there was a gap between that, which was funny, and the bigging up of Puerto Rico, which wasn't particularly funny. But just seemed to be like, well, what are they? Are they the lying, cheating, stealing almost kind of thing going on, or are they the Puerto Rican Shining Stars?
And I think it's difficult.
And then that just disappeared.
I think there's a fine line in a gimmick like that between playing funny on stereotypes and just being downright racist.
Yeah,
And I guess that makes the writing sometimes really hit and miss for characters like that. The New Day gimmick could be one that is probably exceptionally racist, but they pull it off so well that it's actually hugely entertaining and funny. But if it was done badly, you can imagine that people would look at it and go, "Yeah, that's a bit uncomfortable." But the guys have embraced it for what it is, which is a fun play on some stereotypes.
Yes.
But also, they've got so much energy and talent that, I mean, they got New Day over without, I think, any backstage support thinking that they would get to where they've gotten to.
Yeah, I think that's the impression I got as well. Was the New Day was a surprise hit, but you've got to remember, I think, and this is something that I regularly forget, and I think probably a lot of fans of wrestling regularly forget, is it's PG. It is essentially written for kids.
Yeah.
So the characters have to be larger than life characters, and they've got to be fairly simple characters. They don't really allow for a lot of nuance in the writing for most of the thing. Whether they have to or not, I don't know. But they are quite one-dimensional. They're quite goody-baddie. So, and they're, as I say, they're designed to be things that children will be able to pick up easily. So, I don't know.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's written for kids. I would say it's written to be kid accessible as well.
Yes, that's probably fair.
That's what.
Though I think maybe it should be written to be kid accessible, but perhaps the problem we're having just now is that it's written for kids.
Well, possibly. So I can remember the second half of the show way better.
Because I don't think it was half.
I think we had five matches in the first half,
and then 3 in the second, or something, wasn't
it? It was either 4 and 3 or 5 and 4. So with the UK Championship. Oh
yes,
we obviously had the Baron Corbin, Sami Zayn, Sin Cara.
We did, yep.
Which again, Sami Zayn did stellar work, ripping Aberdeen.
Yeah, he did. His mic work was fine. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he played the comedy fodder in the match. Sin Cara carried most of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just tied to the theme song.
Yeah,
because he is the darkness.
And a couple of decent moves. I mean, he's got some really good big hit moves. He's like an early Wade Barrett. But Wade Barrett.
He reminds me more of Kane than Wade Barrett, but then I didn't see an awful lot of Wade Barrett's wrestling. Yeah. For most of the time I was watching, Wade Barrett was injured or was doing Bad News Barrett stuff where he wasn't in the ring very often.
Yeah. No. I mean, Wade Barrett, when he started, was a big hammer hitter type guy. Mm-hmm. But I think he was a bit more athletic than Baron Corbin is. But you can see that there's something there. I mean, the moves that Baron Corbin does do, for the most part, are effective. He just seems to be more limited than how people perceive John Cena to be.
Yes, he's slow. He seems very slow. This is what the thing. I mean, Kane now. I don't know if Kane was always like this, but Kane is a Kane match is a very deliberately paced match. There's a lot of picking up and big hits and stuff like that. Stuff that requires strength, but not an awful lot of stuff that requires cardio, running about stuff.
Yeah, Kane was always methodical.
Yeah, that's the impression I got. Taker as well, I think.
Taker had that explosive part as well. If
anyone is explosive, it's Kane. Come on.
Oh ha ha!
Look at his gimmick.
Ha ha ha! Oh,
come on, it had to be
funny.
Yes, I am.
So funny, like the runs or something.
You know why I'm so funny? It's because I'm the bottom line.
Oh yeah, no, I think I'm the bottom line. 20 Stone Cold here. So yeah, I'm just trying to find out the roster so that I can remember the rest of the matches without. So Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler. I don't see how we can forget that. Glorious.
Yes, Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler. Were there 3 people in that match? Why have I got in my head there were 3 people in that match?
No, it was Bobby Roode, Dolph Ziggler. No.
Yes,
no,
just the two.
Just the two of them. Maybe slapping in the ring.
Yeah, I think I enjoyed it at the time, but I'm not left with much to remember it by.
No, I mean it was quite short. Again, Bobby Roode's slower and more methodical, but not how we were meaning with Baron Corbin. And of course, Dolph Ziggler's quite expressive, but is going through a phase where he doesn't want a gimmick where he doesn't want to be. But it was okay. I mean, I like Bobby Roode. I have taken to him. I know that a lot of people think he would be better as a heel, but it's difficult when someone's got what Bobby Roode has to actually make them a proper heel.
I don't know. He was good heel, and he was an excellent heel in NXT.
He was, but he was a loved heel.
He was, yeah. I mean, he's over.
Kind of like Kevin Owens is a loved heel. So we also had Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura.
Shinsuke Nax.
Shinsuke Nax, which was, for me, apart from the work that Kevin Owens did, it was really disappointing.
Yes, I would agree.
Shinsuke Nax just didn't seem to be that interested. Kevin Owens carried that match.
We spoke about this at the time. I get the distinct impression that Shinsuke Nakamura is not being allowed to wrestle the way that he wants to wrestle on the main roster.
Maybe
because I've seen some of the stuff. I've seen clips of some of the stuff that he was doing in New Japan. I've seen some of the stuff he did in NXT, and the wrestling. It's just like he's been declawed on the main roster.
But still,
it's either that or they're hiding an injury, and they've been hiding an injury for a long time. There's just something. There's something missing.
Maybe. But it was, for me, it was disappointing. Yes. Apart from Kevin Owens.
But yes, Kevin Owens
shouting at children in the crowd was just
exactly. It's brilliant. Yes, he's fantastic. And this was the thing. There's an appreciation when you're on the ground level, when you can actually see what it is they're doing, when you can actually hear them shout over the noise of the TV crowd.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see the crowd work that they do.
Yeah.
And there are people who do crowd work better than I've ever given them credit for that I was able to see.
So and maybe you're going the same place as I'm going with this.
Maybe.
The women's tag match, 4-on-3, Carmella's crowd interaction was again, she did really well. She didn't spend much time in the ring, but in terms of interacting with the crowd, you stole my hat and all that kind of stuff. It was, she got the crowd riled up, and that was good work. And the match overall was fun. I would describe it as fun.
Yeah, and it was odd. I don't know if they had deliberately made a decision to do this, or if they relax a bit more when they're out on the road. But it was distinctly something that I saw in the women's match that I didn't see in the men's matches. And all the women appeared to be having a good time. They were all enjoying the match.
Yeah.
It was...
I think you saw that in parts of the other matches. But yeah, I mean, the women's tag match they were there enjoying themselves as much as we were.
Yeah, they were there having up. They were there. And I like to see this sometimes. I like to see...
Under the hood.
When they're competing, not at the under the hood stuff, but I like to see that the two people or however many people who are involved in a match are actually enjoying what they do. I like to see that they a little bit of enthusiasm for the sport, for the entertainment, call what you will, that they are actually taking part in. Because all too often it's buried beneath character.
Yes. And then we had the main event, AJ Styles versus Jinder Mahal.
Yes.
And Jinder Mahal was, let's use the word methodical again. Or as you put it, he was doing a bad... my brain has gone blank. Lionel Richie. He was doing a bad Lionel Richie impression with that hair.
I've said this since he appeared. Since he appeared with all of the muscles, all the chiseledness, I've always thought this. Like, there's something about the curly, wet hair that just makes me think Lionel Richie. Every time I see him, it's like Indian Lionel Richie.
Yep. But I finally got to see AJ Styles live, and he does not disappoint.
No, he doesn't.
He is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. And I would say that Jinder Mahal was better than I expected him to be.
Okay.
Whether it was that AJ Styles ups his game, or whether it's that I don't give him enough credit for what he is able to do. Absolutely, he's methodical. He totally is. I think a match between him and Kane, or a match between him and Corbin, would be the most dull thing in the world.
Yeah.
But it would be a powerful match. But
well, if they did it right.
Yeah. His heel work was subtle and superb.
It was. He is better in the ring, and I think it's a character thing that maybe they're going with. But he's better than how he's coming across at the moment, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe so. But he was good on Friday.
AJ Styles can raise anybody.
I could believe it. I could believe it, but he didn't have to. Was the impression I got there? Is basically, for all that Jinder was along for the ride, he was keeping up. I don't think he was being elevated. I think this was AJ coming into the ring and showing what he can do. By all means, it was his match. But at the same time, I don't think he was necessarily elevating Jinder. I think Jinder was enabling him as much as anything else. And I think he was holding up his end of the match. And I think you could see it whenever he was on the offensive. I was thinking about this afterwards. Whenever there was some offense coming from Jinder, when he was doing a smack and knocking AJ down and stuff like that, and he would turn to the crowd, it was quite subtle, but he was making them chant for AJ Styles. As much as AJ Styles himself was standing there and waving for the chants and everything like that, Jinder was making the crowd chant for AJ, and he was doing it very well. I've given. You said it before. You said it after one of the pay-per-views a few months back that you wanted to give more credit to Jinder than you'd given before. I think I'm now arriving at that place as well.
I mean, he is, but I at the same time, his style, he needs to mix it up a little bit now. I think he's the danger is, and he does have what would be called an old-fashioned style. Mm-hmm. The danger becomes that's got to be mixed up somehow, and he has to start incorporating a few more things. They've got to be careful, as with anything else. They've got so many hot heels at the moment, heels that are over, that they don't want to be in that way. The likes of Kevin Owens and the likes of Samoa Joe. They're over so much that the crowd actually love them. They can do anything, the crowd still love them. Whereas the Miz plays for me, the Miz is the ultimate heel in wrestling at the moment, because the crowd hate him, and they want to hate him. They don't want to like him, but they want to watch him.
Yeah,
which is the definition of an old-fashioned heel, as opposed to the crowd want to cheer Samoa Joe. If Samoa Joe turned around to Triple H next week and told him to shove off and punch them, the crowd would cheer Samoa Joe. They would still boo the Miz if he did that.
Yeah,
I don't think the Miz will ever be a face again.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think that's the thing.
And the Miz is the ultimate heel. He is the best heel in the business at the moment.
Yes.
You love to hate him rather than love to love him.
Yeah.
But he's still
he's no good as a face. I still would think Jericho's better, because Jericho can turn and take the crowd with him. When Jericho's proper healing, the crowd hate him. When Jericho's proper facing, the crowd love him.
See, I don't think they did. I mean, they used to, but now he's so over. He's always over. You're right. I think you're right. He was at one point, he could turn like that, just like Triple H could. But even Triple H, when the crowd hate him, they love him.
I don't think Triple H ever had proper love from the crowd.
Oh no, he did.
Maybe when he was DX had a bit of proper crowd love, but I've never seen him solo. I've seen massive pops from coming back and things like that, and I've seen the crowd be really pleased to see him, but it goes quickly.
Well,
he's not a particularly likable persona.
No, but now, even when he's on the screen, even when he's doing his authority shtick, apart from the fact that people got sick of this authority shtick,
yeah,
he was still over in a good way.
Oh yeah,
in a face
he
way.
was over. He was over, but he was not in a the opposite of what you're describing with him is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But he used to be able to do that flip flop.
Yeah.
Jericho used to be able to do that flip flop. You're right. I don't think the Miz will ever make a decent face because you just look at him and you just want to punch him.
And The Rock, from the point that I started watching, never made a decent heel.
Oh no, he made a great heel.
He may well have at the beginning, but I came in after his alliance with McMahon and stuff was finished. I'm given to understand that he was a good heel at that point, but when he started wearing the leather waistcoat thing and shaved his head and came down to the ring, it just wasn't heel enough. It was just the crowd were waiting for him to turn face again. I never felt he was an authentic seeming heel.
And that's the challenge.
In the same way, yeah. It's basically the polar opposite of what we're seeing with him is just now.
Yeah, and that's the challenge that WWE has is they're trying to. It's so difficult to make those pure heels, especially with a inverted commas smart crowd. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we've wavered. We saw AJ Styles. Woo!
We did, but before we leave, just since I managed to bring up Chris Jericho there. Did you hear the news? Do you know anything out of? Do you pay attention to any wrestling outside of WWE and NXT?
No, I know nothing outside of WWE and NXT. That's why I'd never heard of people like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and James Storm. And
there was hardly need for that level of sarcastic in the response. Now, was there? It was an honest question.
I think it was perfectly merited, considering I told you before AJ Styles debuted.
Yes,
Samoa
but I didn't listen. I didn't listen to what most of you tell me about.
Wonderful, fantastic these guys were.
So, to the point then, have you heard that Chris Jericho has challenged? Oh God, I've forgotten his name now.
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega, yes, for Wrestle Kingdom 12.
No, I hadn't heard that. I am dripping. Biggie was dripping sweat. I am dripping sarcasm. Did you just triple?
That's all I have to say about that. Yes, I triple beeped you.
That's going to be your new wrestling nickname, Triple Beep.
Triple beep. Quite. Are you excited about that? Have you seen any New Japan?
Yes, I have, and I am excited about it. But there is a question mark in my head.
And what's the question mark?
Jericho has been so closely aligned with WWE. I never went to TNA.
Nope.
When he was taking breaks and stuff like that.
Nope.
With the Young Bucks cease and desist letter for the Bullet Club.
Yep.
This is all beginning to smell a little bit of a work.
Work? Yeah. I wondered that myself.
It might not be, but Jericho, since he joined WWF back in, I think it was 1999, I want to say, he has been loyal to a fault. And I cannot imagine that he did not at least pick up the phone to Vince McMahon or Triple H or whoever and say, hey, look, I'm thinking of doing this. Or some sort of conversation happening there.
Yeah.
Because between the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega and a few others with their pointed attacks on WWE, that they give them a little bit of publicity, but long term you got to think it's not going to do you a great deal of good long term. It's good to be in the good books. You've got no reason to fight this company. You've got no reason to do this.
No.
Other than that WWE are in conversations with Ring of Honor about their back catalogue. And New Japan.
Yes.
And various other wrestling promotions.
And maybe something else.
Maybe it's a hope that this is a work. But
there was talk of closer ties with New Japan last year as well.
Yeah.
Around about the time that New Japan was going to air in the States for the first time and going to tour in the States for the first time.
Indeed, and again, Jim Ross, who had been so closely aligned with WWE and had essentially retired himself, came out and did some New Japan stuff, Wrestle Kingdom, commentary and stuff like that. And again, you've got to wonder how much not permission, that's maybe not the right word, how much communication and kind of, we're kind of good, we're all going to pull in the same direction. Because you know what they say, if it barks like a dog, and it smells like a dog, and it looks like a dog, there's a good chance Chris has dated it. Ha 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 ha. Where's my 3 beeps now, bitch? Yeah, I got the drum.
You did.
Sorry. It's been weeks.
This is just all you crave is the drum, is it?
Yeah.
Are you like Pavlov's dog for the drum now?
I am indeed. I am slightly scared that you're going to come off this and have some tears, but it's a price I'm willing to pay for fame and fortune.
I wasn't paying attention anyway. I was replying to a text. I often do that when you talk.
Yeah. Is it text to your mummy? Mummy, Alistair's being mean again.
No. Were you being mean?
Well, a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm sad I missed that. Oh well, I'll listen to it in the edit. If it's not funny, I'll just cut it out, so it's fine.
Now, if you did that, we'd have a 3-minute podcast.
If I cut out you being funny, we'd have a 3-minute podcast.
If you cut out anything that wasn't funny, we'd have a 3-minute podcast.
If I cut out anything that wasn't funny, we wouldn't even manage 3 minutes.
Well, no, we can use words like the, and you could probably build some sentences for 3 minutes.
I could probably put together 3 minutes of from the amount of times that we both go and stutter.
I tell you what, having seen your browser history, you've got more 3 minutes of than anybody else does.
Yeah, because you've seen my browser history.
Shut up! Don't ruin the joke.
Yeah,
don't let the audience peek behind the curtain.
Not even a little bit.
No.
Nobody gets to see in front or behind the curtain. No curtains here.
Well, it's another one of the problems, isn't it? Anyway, moving along.
Sense. Yes.
Well,
this is all getting cut. This is just dull.
I'm thinking of you watching the movies on the internet with no curtains and what impact that may have on the neighborhood.
Right. I see.
I'm not thinking about the graphically. I'm thinking about the impact. Moving along. Yep.
Yes. So this is not healthy. Your obsession.
Major League. Yeah, we said
Major League. That. Yeah.
17 weeks ago or something like that.
I watched 1 and 2. I don't know what I'm expected to say about them.
Did you enjoy them?
I enjoyed 1. 2 was just the same as 1.
And you didn't watch 3?
I didn't watch 3.
Okay.
You advised me not to watch 3, and 3 was not actually one of the recommended things.
That's true. And
if I'm going to be influenced by these internet schmucks, then I'm going to do exactly what I'm influenced for, no more.
Yeah. So, I mean, here's the thing. Major League 1, the first Major League film was funny. It was a kind of on the edge comedy that you got during that kind of period, along the lines of, I guess, you got things like Beverly Hills Cop and stuff like that as well.
It's very of its time.
It's very of its time. It still is funny. It's still got some funny moments. It's still got some clever ideas. Major League 2, as you say, is just a remake, but without Wesley Snipes, because he was famous by that point, or semi-famous or something, and didn't want to come back, whatever reason. Mm-hmm. I think that's honestly about as much time as I wanted to devote to it as well. Yeah,
there's not much else to say. I mean, I'm glad I watched it. I had never seen it. I'd never seen either of them.
You'd never seen them before? Okay.
Never.
Okay.
I've watched them. Good. I've watched them. I won't need to rush back and watch them again, but if Major League comes on the TV, I also won't feel any inclination to switch it off.
Indeed. And at this point, it makes me wonder if, can our audience please suggest some good films that Chris hasn't seen? Because when I suggest good films that Chris hasn't seen, Chris refuses to watch them. He will say he doesn't, but he really does.
There's a word in that sentence that I'm not convinced about, you see.
What, recommend or good?
Good.
You see, you should know by now that if I say it's a good film, it generally is a good film. If I say it's a film, well, yes,
No.
and prove me wrong.
I don't think that there's the distinction you're about to try and make. I don't think exists. I think you're as likely to call it one as the other.
The challenge is you to prove me wrong. And
you're the one making the assertion.
Yeah, well, I don't have to prove them right when I know them, right?
Burden of proof's on you.
Yeah, no, it's not at all. This isn't a court of law.
It absolutely is. Yeah, no, this is the court of public opinion. This goes on the internet, remember?
Oh, well then.
There's no law here.
Well then, I will put it out there. Hunt for the Wilder People is a good film. Challenge out there to internet people to tell me that I'm wrong. And if you tell me that I'm wrong, then, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. So, there you go. But the difference is, I will say...
Way to undermine your own argument there.
Well,
nice.
Hey, it's not my fault. I've got my opinion. They've got their opinion. I've got the truth. That's all I've got to say about that. And if you can tell me what film that came from, I'll be quite impressed. And it's from a film that I enjoyed, which means it might not be a good film, but I reckon you'd probably seen it and enjoyed it as well. Can you name it? Name the film. Name the film. Come on, do the countdown. Do 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 do. Are you refusing to name it out of some sort of pride, or do you just not know?
I either don't know or I don't remember, and I refuse to devote the brain power necessary to try and remember.
Pander to me, Heel Chris. Pander to me.
Nope, that's not what Heel Chris does.
I don't know what Heel Chris does. He doesn't do it for me.
Heel Chris is smacking a couple of tinnies over his head just now and then giving you the finger. That's what he's doing just now.
Oh, so you're a derivative.
It's not really heel Chris. Of course I am. I'm a heel.
You're a derivative heel. You have
derivative
no uniqueness.
Heel. Nope, none whatsoever.
Okay, so it's from Tango and Cash.
Right. If I've seen it, it was a very long time ago.
If you've seen it, no one forgets Tango and Cash, so you haven't seen it.
I don't know. I may have.
It comes with great lines like, "Where did you learn to drive?" The Stevie Wonder School of Driving, and it's got Robert Zarr in it, who's known for having a very large chin. And it's like, "You broke that chin? Yeah, well done." Lines like that.
I may have seen it.
No, you don't forget Tango and Cash.
You can't tell me what I forget.
Yeah, I can tell you what you forget if I want.
But it doesn't make it true.
You'll
just undermine your argument again.
No, you said I can't tell you. I said I can tell you. That's it. That is the end. If you haven't seen Tango and Cash, again, it's a film that I think it used to be on ITV every week or something like that.
I know who's in it.
Well, yeah, I'm guessing.
I know who's in it. I'm certainly aware of the movie.
Well, again, if you
seen it or not, I may have. There are things that I might be remembering about another movie, or it could be this movie.
Well, I'm able to tell you, but you need to share with me. Communication is a two-way street.
I'll just watch a little bit of it and see, and then go, oh no, there we go, and then I'll just say, no, it's true. I did forget Tango and Cash. So
there's a whole branch of our audience now who are disappointed in you. Not angry, but disappointed.
Okay. Is that the branch that's on the other half of this conversation?
No, because I have learned to live with disappointment.
You're living with disappointment, and I see. Good. Yes. Mm-hmm. So what's this? What was this nonsense you were texting me about Wrestler of the Week? Do you want to name a Wrestler of the Week? Do you think you're qualified to name a Wrestler of the Week?
Well, listen. I think our audience deserves some consistency, and I think we should look for little things that we can do each week that they can look forward to, that they know that's coming. Just like
let's do Alistair's terrible joke of the week then.
Oh, there's too many of those though.
Yeah, but it'll keep us going.
And they are spontaneous. That is part of the conversation.
You are not going to tell me you don't have a repertoire of terrible jokes.
Not when I'm put on the spot. You know me. I don't perform well under pressure.
No, but then you don't have to. This is the thing. This is, minimal amount of preparation effort, but a little bit. Just think up a joke. Alistair's terrible joke of the week.
Alistair's terrible joke of the week, so we'll do that one. I was thinking, unknown movie of the week or wrestler of the week or something that we can surprising news story of the week. I don't know, just something, a couple of little bits that people can go, I'm really looking forward to hearing Alistair and Chris tell me a funny news story that I probably haven't heard.
That's the danger. There is that we will have to find a news story that we think people won't have heard.
Or, well, again, so we can go for something. I mean, I read random news blurts of lots of shit, but
yeah,
terrible joke of the week, wrestler of the week, things that we're interested in.
Okay, so
movie of the week, or
you didn't have a wrestler of the week in mind for this week.
Well, yeah, of course I did. AJ Styles, phenomenal one.
Okay, right. Is he just going to be your wrestler of the week for the next 6 months?
If I'm honest, he could be.
Right. Okay. Well,
but one of the reasons, obviously, as we saw him, he was phenomenal. He was brilliant. And Triple H might have got it. I don't know if you saw the video online of Triple H when the Shield did the diving through the ropes thing, and he ran towards the ropes and then stopped, climbed through the middle rope, looked at the audience and just waved his hand and went, nah, and walked up and punched the other guy. It was so funny. It was so funny. Nice. You need to look that one up. That made me laugh. That made me laugh a lot. But yeah, so it's AJ Styles for me this week, just because we saw him live and he was phenomenal. Yeah. But yeah, I think
why did he take that child into the ring at the end?
Because it's good for the audience. That interaction is pick a kid from the ring. Pick a kid from the crowd. John Cena used to do it a lot. Pick a kid from the crowd. It gives them kind of that moment of, I mean, there may be something more to it. I don't know. But it's like for the kid. Can you imagine being that kid and having
you said it. That kid is now the king of his school for sure.
Yeah.
But
so it's that sort of thing.
The kid threw off a John Cena hat when he got in the ring.
Well, all kids have John Cena hats.
He was wearing a John Cena hat, and he was carrying an action figure of
AJ Styles.
I'm going to guess AJ Styles, but I have no idea.
And he had an AJ Styles t-shirt on.
Yeah, an AJ Styles t-shirt on. Did he have the gloves? He may even have had the gloves.
I think I remember the gloves. And I think they kind of do that, and it makes the kid feel good, makes the crowd feel good, and it's a memorable thing for the kid and his parents, and it's just a nice thing to do, Chris.
Yeah.
Heel Chris, it's a nice thing to do.
Okay. I mean, that's what I assumed at the time. That's what it was. But
this is why you're not face, because I'm thinking that if Heel Chris had won that match, the Heel Chris would have gone and chosen a child from the crowd, taken him into the ring, and done the pop-up powerbomb.
No. See, the thing you're forgetting here is that real Chris, not Heel Chris, real Chris, spent the rest of the evening wondering what happened to that kid's John Cena hat. That's what real Chris did. It's like he took his hat off and he threw it away. But he's going to regret that. Did somebody retrieve it? I didn't see somebody retrieve it. The kid was taken away. Son's hat. Where did the hat go?
You see, this neurosis could make Heel Chris non-derivative.
See, neurotic heel.
So that's my wrestler of the week for me.
Okay, good. Feel free. I think what we can do, we'll do a wrestler of the week. We'll do a wrestler of the week when we've got a wrestler of the week. Let's not make it a regular thing, because I don't think we're always going to have a wrestler of the week.
That's true, maybe. But I just wanted to give the audience something to look forward to, a little bit of structure that they can crave.
Let's ask them. Audience, if you're listening to this, what do you want us to do?
What features would you? If we were to do 2 or 3 features.
If you are one of the crazy, crazy fools who listen to this podcast week in, week out, what do you listen to it for? What is it you like about us? Are you wise? Do you have mental health issues?
Is it the hope?
These are the questions that need answered.
Is it the hope that Ginger Chris doesn't have curtains in his house and you will find out where he lives and stalk him through his window?
Well, then, is Ginger Chris mad enough? Is Ginger Heel Chris? Heel Ginger Chris. Heel Chris Ginger something. Is he mad enough to actually have honestly told you about the curtain state in his house? Because, I mean, really, if you're willing to drive around the streets looking for a window with no curtains in, clearly that would be mine if I was to be as mad as tell you the truth there.
Indeed. And if anybody wants a hint on where to find Ginger Chris, he can be found, wait for it, in Scotland.
Ah, that would have been so much funnier if you just picked up on the picked up on just what I was going to do there. Just could just beeped you.
I kind of thought that you might
don't
interrupt, but never mind. It doesn't matter.
I beeped.
I wasn't going to give away your address.
Did you not?
Anyway.
Did you not hear the beep?
Yeah, but I was in mid-sentence, which just makes it rude.
That's the interruption.
No
more interruption than speaking over you, for goodness sake. No more rude than that.
So we'll do Alistair's bad joke of the week if you want.
Go on then. I'm going to regret suggesting this, aren't I?
But even if you know this one, Chris,
I don't have to laugh.
Jokes.
Let's be clear. No. I don't have to laugh about this.
But you know some of my bad jokes. So you've got to play along so you don't ruin it for this wonderful audience that we have.
Okay, I'll play along in as much as it doesn't compromise my heel image.
No, it won't. It won't at all.
Good.
So, heel Chris, do you know the difference between unlawful and illegal?
No, face Alistair. I don't know the difference between unlawful and illegal.
Unlawful is against the law. Illegal is a very sick bird.
That's not the noise I was trying to make at all.
Chris's bad sound effect of the week.
It's a perfectly acceptable sound effect, but it's supposed to be the wind and the gongs. I'm gonna have to fix that. If you're going to be doing your joke of the week, that's going to have to be a part of it.
You're gonna have to up your game there.
Yeah, nice.
I think that's a perfect place to end this.
I think so too. Yeah, I think we've done all right. I'm going to try putting this in with minimal editing, so we'll see.
I actually think you'll get away with it. I think this has been a just slightly below average podcast.
Yeah, so pretty much normal for us then, I guess.
Yeah.
I was going to say something we don't often say on the podcast itself, although I think we plaster it all over where we post it. But yeah, tell us what you think. If you've got anything that you agree with what we've said, if you disagree with anything we've said, then tell us on social media. I don't look at it because I'm a heel, and I want to disassociate myself with the inane ramblings of the other mad person on this podcast. But yeah, he'll answer you, I'm sure.
I pander to the audience over social media as much as I can, but understand that words have meaning, and they can cause hurt, and they can cause tears.
Yes, and if you insult me, I will find you, hunt you down, and I will eat your face.
Disclaimer: any face eating is not associated with this podcast. I'm just going. I don't want to be sued.
No. At Two Fat Gingers on Twitter. What's our Facebook? Two Fat Gingers page on Twitter and Facebook.
Two Fat Gingers. Search in Google for Two Fat Gingers. Have a conversation. We ping up on Facebook, YouTube.
Like us in there on YouTube. Like us and subscribe so that you know when we're doing the things. We're
twofatgingers.com.
twofatgingers.com. Yep, that's right. So I'd reckon we're done. So
absolutely.
Bye. See ya.
Oh, is that our outro? Is it? Okay, see ya, everybody.
Well, yeah, see ya. Bye. See ya. Bye. Bye.
NC.